I am Snowy Owl.
This new being before you looks like Sakawachi, but has these sort of ethereal-looking wings grimed with frost as she floats 10 feet above the ground here in the central cistern. Sorry, go ahead.
When I look at her, is it possible that I can tell anything about her? Perhaps I've seen this kind of creature before or heard about something like this.
Yeah, you can make an esoteric lore roll.
27.
When you were previously speaking about the god callers of Sarkoris, and I think this is something that Zaya mentioned to you, in a little bit of Demoran history, and Sarkoran history, is that these god callers would effectively work with these eidolons, and they were worshipped throughout Sarkoris, and they became gods. And you think that may be what has happened to Sakawachi, now Snowy Owl.
I'll say that out loud to my companions as she's approaching Deniki.
Deniki sort of looks towards Sakawachi and says, Are you all right, Saku?
I have given up that name. My name is Snowy Owl.
What do you mean you gave up this name? This was your name.
A sacrifice. It was necessary. It was necessary to become closer to the gods of the natural world. It was my final offering. I can no longer answer to that name.
Are you still you?
In a way. But I am changed.
Denigi looks a bit crestfallen.
I am still your friend. But I am different now.
As she speaks, she begins to float down towards the ground, and you can see the wings disappear in a swirl of frost amongst the air as her feet touch the ground.
Has your goal been met? Was this what we were seeking?
Rune is with me now. We are Snowy Owl. The god Rune has agreed to join me on my quest. Our next destination is the crown of the world. Come, we should leave this place.
I don't understand what's going on. What had she become?
Complicated. I suppose.
Perhaps a bit similar to your own passenger, but the deal was struck ahead of time. I do begin looking over this nightmarish creature, seeing if there is anything useful, whether it has consumed any equipment or perhaps some materials.
Sure. Make a perception check.
That's initiative. I should not try to roll that. That would be unhelpful. There we are. 21.
From what you can tell, this creature holds no significant objects. There's no items or anything upon this creature.
I suspected as much.
We'll say that as you're looking around, look towards Yara, and Yara does not look good.
I would move, but the world is currently in a state of flux.
We should get moving and get her somewhere where we can treat her.
I am looking for tricks, for little human tricks. Not entirely convinced this human has transcended its form. Is there some playful little whimsical magic at play, or something?
How would you like to determine these things?
I would like to look for crafted little bits of chicanery.
You're expecting Icarus's wings, effectively.
I am expecting the Wizard of Oz behind the curtain.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you can make a crafting check, I guess, or a perception check. They will tell you different things.
Which one of those am I going to make?
Well, you tell me. They're going to tell you different things.
Oh, I see. All right. I will take the crafting check, which I know how to do, because it is right there. That's a 32.
So I think, are you just like looking around the chamber for the curtain, effectively?
I am. For strings holding it up, or for chicanery.
Yeah, beyond the workings of this cistern and like how the water flows and the drains and stuff and how the doors close, it's not a super complicated system here. There's nothing that you can see that's hidden around. And looking at Sakawachi is not wearing anything overly complicated or anything along those lines. So mechanically, I mean, alchemically, nothing that you can see.
All right. I believe it for now.
All right. So, I suppose we should make our exit then, yes?
Yes.
We should treat you first.
Yeah, I have.
What we should do.
Treating me in this place is not a good idea.
Do you wish for a potion?
Do I get the idea that this feeling that I'm dealing with, do I get the idea that I'm dealing with some sort of a disease?
Make a medicine check.
It's 32.
Yeah. You definitely swallowed some of this horrible fetid water when you were down on the ground.
It is nothing that being in here will solve. I will need time. I don't need much time.
I think with the 32, I think you've heard of something like this before. It's called sewer haze. And yeah, it it gets worse over time.
I believe I know what it is, and thus I know how to treat it, but I will need lots of time. I will need hands to help.
I am more than happy to.
Yes. All right.
Do you need me to carry you?
I'll stand and I'll wobble a bit, and I'll just nod.
Yeah. I'll bend down, kneel. I believe this is how they do it. And I'll offer you my back.
I'll wrap my arms around his back and try and hold myself up.
I'll hoist and wrap my arms around her legs. Alright, let's get going. Arcelia, you mind taking lead? I'll be right behind you.
All right. I'd like to try to catch up with Denigi.
I was gonna, good job.
Sure. Are you guys heading out of this place?
I was gonna ask.
Once I see
Unless we notice anything, like any other entrances or anything, it doesn't seem like there was anything we didn't explore.
There was one. That is why I'm curious.
If you would like to finish exploring, we can.
I would like to finish exploring.
Yes.
It might not go much farther, I'm unsure. I did not get closer, but down the fetid creek, we never went down. We just went up into the cisterns. It may drop off or something, I'm unsure, but we did not look.
I can sense that the lizard wants it, and therefore I want it.
We also have not looked where Sakawachi or Snowy Owl came from or went to.
I would believe it went to this cistern that we had no access to. But,
I would leave it to Yara. Possible cases. I can go back.
We can finish up here. I will be all right, so long as I'm able to sit down for a while later.
All right.
I will nod to the group and rush forward to Denigi and tap her on the shoulder. Hey, are you all right?
This is a lot. I don't know what to make of it. She looks over towards Snowy Owl and says, I think it will take some getting used to.
Yes, of course. I know you were close. If you can, do you mind trying to stay, Snowy Owl, for a moment? We just want to make sure that we cover our tracks and explore a little more, just to be sure.
You wish for me to stay here?
If only for but a moment.
I do not wish to remain in this fetid water. I will venture outside the doors.
Please wait for us there.
There's a slight nod to her head.
I bow.
Before you head to the door, Snowy Owl, you said that Rune is sharing the space with you, yes?
It is complicated.
Mixing of consciousness. Anyway, do you have any inkling of artifacts that may help us reaching the crown that are still in these ruins? You dwelled here for some time, or a part of you did?
No.
I see. Nothing more than a prison, then.
Not a prison. A place to contain the evil. Not a prison for me, I should say.
Very well.
Nigi, why don't you join Snowy Owl? Perhaps some alone time to speak might help.
Yes.
Zaya,
Yes.
I have a favor to ask of you. First of all, are you well?
I have a few cuts and bruises, but I'm okay.
Do you mind coming with us? If something happens, we get into an altercation, I'm going to set Yara down next to you. And you are to look over her,
Of
if
course.
possible.
I will do my best.
Thank you. After you, Arcia. Or Rasha, whoever wants to lead.
All right.
You look a little banged up, so just want to make sure that you are all okay.
I will be fine. For fairness, Wack, I know it has, my goggles last only an hour. I turned them on partway through here. It still says 60 minutes, so I was just curious about how long until I need to take them off.
Sure. It's probably pretty soon, I would imagine. You know, you haven't done too much here, but it's been, I'd say, 40 minutes since you did that.
Okay. Very good. I will keep that in mind. Thank you.
Okay. So, you are headed to sort of scour the area and look around.
Oh.
And
Yes.
Wait, weren't we supposed to go to the... I guess we can go on our way back.
Yes. So it does seem, I know this is a mechanical map of kinds. Does it look like this just kind of drops off onto a waterfall or walls? Or
I imagine it would probably go into like an underground cave. Like it probably
Alright.
goes underneath like a rocky outcropping or something.
Very good. So it is inaccessible. Perfect. Okay. That was my curiosity. Thank you. Even I do not think I could fit through that while swimming.
Are you all right, Karun?
I'm fine.
Hmm.
I'm just allergic to owls.
Oh, that's a peculiar allergy.
Yes. Well, I do not know of any other places we have not checked except for that cistern then. Yes.
All right, then.
I think
That's-
that perhaps it might benefit us to check it out.
I agree.
Perhaps there is
Sakawatch.
something there. Yes.
Went in there alone. I'm hopeful that this transformation of the two is nothing but beneficial. But I know better than to hope alone.
Yes.
So, you are heading to the well that Sakuachi went into. Yes?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay.
Is this accessible through these gates, these sluices?
No, it is not. You
All
approach
right.
the door is closed. That is where the water goes. Now, there was ice there before, but the door closed after the ice thawed because all that water has to go someplace.
Got it. So inaccessible. Very well. Well, that answers our question.
All right. Well, I guess it's time for us to leave.
Yes. I was hoping to find some sort of artifact or information.
Does it look like a bug could fit through there?
Through the doors? No,
Through the
actually.
sluice?
So the sluice gate is kind of where you are right now. Like it's been broken. The ice that was there broke the actual gate part, but then there's a door where if you imagine like an airlock, you know, there's various chambers to it to allow the water to move or slow it down or what have you, so that it's not like it doesn't burst into the area with massive amounts of pressure. So the door that mainly holds the water back that connects to the well is sealed closed, and those are made like so that they're basically watertight.
Suppose you will have no more answers for now.
No. Well, from our scouting before, I think that may be it here. I am disappointed, but that is how it is.
We'll find out more shortly, I am sure of it.
Yes, I just wanted something to read.
Alright.
Wonder what Rune is going to get out of this.
Freedom. They seemed trapped here. They said it was no prison for them, but they may have been the warden.
Perhaps we may inquire a bit more into Snowy Owl's origins and Rune's origins once we are in camp and whatnot.
Alright.
So, if you want to return to camp from here, you can. It's sort of an arduous climb, basically like back up through the craggy cliffs to get to the camp. About a half hour or so to get back. Is that what you are doing now, or are you speaking to Sakawachi or Denigi? What are you doing?
On the way there, I would like to ask questions.
Sure.
Specifically to Snowy Owl.
Very well. After you return from investigating and whatnot, I assume that you look towards Snowy Owl and Denise and let them know that you're returning to the camp, and they begin to journey with you. What do you say?
We have some questions. Was the transformation painful, Sakawachi?
I have given up that name.
Before?
No.
I care very deeply about you.
Thank you.
What is the next step from here? What do you hope to get out of this transformation?
We will journey to the crown of the world. And in doing so, we will proceed.
And
Proceed to what?
We will proceed to make the seal whole once again.
I shall just be blunt and ask straightforwardly. What is it exactly that you got from or wanted from a young girl? The Rune side of you, I suppose. Snowy Owl.
We are Snowy Owl, yes. I am Rune. My purpose is difficult to explain. If you are not a being such as myself, it can be difficult to understand. The God Callers here in Demora and Sarkoris only understood once they had called upon an Eidolon and a god. What I will say is that perspective changes, desire changes, a sense of purpose becomes more important.
Alright, so call me stupid and don't answer the question. Very good. Are we almost there?
I believe we have still more time to go. Look back at Snowy Owl and kind of smirk to myself. I have words, but I will hold them until we get back to camp.
Could you do it to any human?
What
You
do
know?
you mean?
Could you do that to any human?
No.
I'll fall back a little to join Zaya and lower my voice. Zaya, is this sort of thing what you would have expected out of God Callers? You know more than we do.
I suppose that is what I have read. Such things take place. They are... Well, there's not a lot of detail, you understand. In most of these documents, they say that God Callers are predominant religious leaders of the people of Sarkoris, and they are typically a summoner. And their eidolons become revered as gods by the followers of the God Callers. The eidolons summoned by God Callers typically resemble animals native to the region, and they usually have prominent features, feathers or wings. The beliefs, the edicts, the dispositions, the rituals of these God Callers would vary widely from group to group. But beyond that, I don't know many specifics.
What do you feel of our current situation? Do you think there's any need for suspicion? You've been through a lot.
We have a saying amongst the Reclaimers. You're only paranoid if nothing happens. So I think a small amount of paranoia is safe.
Yes. I'm glad that we have your expertise with us.
So am I. I am glad to be alive, and in no small part thanks to Malavik and all of you.
I will clap her on the shoulder and move on.
As you venture back to camp, there is a very interesting sight outside. As you begin to venture back to the surface, let's see if this works. You can see that snow is falling.
Is it actually snow or is it ash?
It is snow.
I look at Zaya to see her response to this.
She's looking around. Oh. I haven't seen this for some time.
I wonder if this will restore the waters over time.
Is this your doing, Snowy Owl?
It is the first time I have seen the sky in quite some time. Yes. Yes, it is.
Snowy Owl leans back, takes like a deep breath, closes her eyes, and as she breathes deep, she opens them.
It is beautiful.
There is a snowy owl that begins to manifest, rhymed in shards of bright blue ice above a stump in a flurry of snow. It lands to perch on a fallen tree. You immediately know that this is Rune. The god blinks her eyes slowly while peering at each of you.
Rune tells me there is a magical gateway south, where you are from. This place that you have mentioned, Newstalau. Lippstadt?
Wait, we could see the doctor then. Finally fill him in and get some answers of our own if we can get to Lippstadt.
This gateway connects directly to the crown. It will be more expedient for us to go south and use the gateway rather than head through the northern territories.
We were also promised some answers from the doctor on our way back.
Would you suggest that we make haste and go now, or take care of ourselves for the moment before we head out?
You need tending, Yara.
I do.
I will
We should set camp.
say that, yes. Yes.
Please tend to your wounds.
Very well.
So are we at camp now, or we're still walking to camp?
We can assume that you've returned to camp. You can see, like, the Reclaimers and Ulukuk and Enuma waving for you and pointing up, towards the snow, gesturing towards it.
Snowy Owl, one question while we're walking back. And the demons of this place, now that we have slain that large one in the cistern, its prison, will they leave, or will this still be their home? I feel with the snow nature may be returning.
The demons that resided here have no reason to remain. There are some that remain, but they will not be here for much longer, I think. This is a time of renewal.
Yes. If we had more time, I would stay here and research longer.
I think maybe it's best that I and the Reclaimers stay here in Sarkoris and Demora specifically. We will root out any demons that still remain. But I think most of the bigger problems have been solved with your help. Thank you.
If it's alright with you, Zaya, perhaps over some fresh stew, I'd like to write down your story.
My story?
I lift my journal and give it a tap.
You want to know my story?
You are so welcome for all of the help we have given you, you adorable little thing.
All right. Where to begin? And as you sit and you rest, it's still only been like 3 or 4 hours since you have gone down into the cistern. So if you wish to have a full rest, we can assume that it would be a full day of resting, which you can do if you would like. Before you head out, Zaya starts to tell you various adventures and things, harrowing times and such. Ulukuk and Enuma are obviously very surprised by what has happened to Sakuachi, but Denigi kind of walks them through everything. The whole time Snowy Owl is acting very different. I think overall you can all sense that without making any sort of roll or anything. This feels like I don't want to say a different person, but maybe a part of Sakuachi that you may have seen before that was not the main part of her personality. That's sort of now in control. But otherwise, you can rest for a full day if you would like. Anything else that you would like to do in this time?
A couple of things, yes.
Yeah.
One of them is going into my bag of holding and pulling out one of the 4 anti-plague potions we have.
Okay.
And handing it over to Yara.
Thank you. Thank you, I appreciate it.
This may help in some of your recovery. I will help with that too, with some of my knowledge of diseases.
Yes, I believe it is sewer haze. It is quite a brutal one. When I fell, I swallowed some of the water. So this will help. And from there, I'm going to probably slip into one of our tents and begin to try to treat my disease in order to help myself against the next saving throw I have for it.
Before you do that, can I take a sample of some of your effluents?
What?
I would like to sample your goop.
What variation of goop? There are many variations that the body creates.
Do you have any goop that's coming out of you as a result of this disease, quote unquote? Do you have anything?
Do you have any sort of handkerchief?
I have so many vials on me, just clinking everywhere I go. You can see me coming from a mile away because I have.
I will take one of the vials off of her belt, and I'm going to blow snot into it and cork it.
Thank you.
There you are. Very good.
Watching Yara do a snot rocket has got to be one of the stranger things that you've seen on your journey.
All right. And then I will continue and begin to work on treating my disease if Arashchuk wishes to help or anything like that.
I will aid, yes. I do believe treat disease is an 8-hour process.
It is.
But nonetheless useful.
Indeed. So I will make the roll, and then at the end of the day, whenever we decide to do that, I'm supposed to roll against the disease, and if I get a critical, I believe I clear it. I'll have to see. There's something with virulent that makes it worse, so I'll have to read that.
And then the only other thing I can think of with this is on treat disease, it gives you a circumstance bonus against it, but the the plague, anti-plague, gives an item bonus. Do those stack? Because it's not two circumstance. Yes, okay, I
they
thought
are
so.
different bonuses indeed.
Very good.
So I'll make the medicine roll. Let me see. This is not against the disease. This is against the DC of the disease. I'll post it in chat, I think. Let's see here. Yes.
Okay.
Alright, stupefied is on. And I'll put guidance on myself. I should be able to do that.
And then I would be aiding with a roll.
Perfect, alright. I think they're both the same, so we could just do aging.
What is this?
I think they're both status for aid and, what is it? And guidance?
Oh.
Status bonus for guidance.
Yes, aid is, I think, just its own action. Let me see. It is a circumstance bonus for aiding. So
it is a circumstance, so I can put both.
Yes, but
How many
treating
hours?
Disease is
How
a
many hours
circumstance.
have you spent doing this by now?
Oh,
Has
this
it
is
been
going to
more-
be. This is
more
the
than
process.
one?
It's 8 hours total.
All right. By the time that you guys have gotten down to work, I've spent an hour and created this.
Oh. And a +2 item maybe. Oh, that's so I already will have an item bonus for the anti-plague of +3.
Does it
However,
stack?
The vaccine creates an immunity to a specific strain of this disease. So to me, that tells me it's just cured.
It needs to be equal to or less than the vaccine level with the disease, so you would know that.
Ooh.
Yes,
This is
that's
level 7. So actually, I think that won't work.
Yeah, if it's based on spell
It's a
levels.
minor. Yeah.
Yes. It would just be the item bonus.
That was an awesome
then.
try, though.
Yes. but
Damn.
If
Wow.
item bonuses stack compared to circumstance, then it would still help. I'm not
They
sure on
don't,
that, though.
because the anti-plague is a +3 item bonus,
Yes.
and then this is
Yeah.
also. Is this a
I know
status bonus or
I know
item?
circumstance
This is
don't,
item
but
bonus.
Item bonuses might, right? Because of armor or attack. Those don't. I don't
Hang
know.
on. The way that the alchemist stuff works now is that I can craft an.
It's not for everything. It's
Oh.
yeah,
Got it. Just
it's
the
only-
bombs.
yeah.
Got it. Vaccine bomb. I'm
So-
taking my schnot and I'm going home.
Oh, thank you. So I suppose with that, it would be a +2, because I don't believe that would be a critical success against whatever the DC of the disease is,
Let's find out.
which is a 30 that I rolled.
It is not a critical.
But that
was
does
close.
not include the anti-plague.
Doesn't matter. The anti-plague
no.
is plus what?
+3, actually, it's not for, this isn't a saving throw.
Oh,
yes,
you're right.
so I have a +5 total when I roll against the disease at the end of the day.
I see. I did say. Oh, I see. The 8+1. Yes.
Yes, and because Sewer Haze has the virulent
Hold on.
trait,
So the anti-plague is a +3 item bonus to fortitude saving throws against the diseases for 24 hours.
Yeah.
This
It doesn't
also
just say the DC.
applies to the daily save against the diseases progression.
yes, that's what I've been saying. It's at the end of the day, I make a roll against the
Yeah, I know.
disease. Yes.
But you guys
Also-
are doing a different roll. This is
I'm treating it to
right.
add more to that roll, yes.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
So that, from what I am reading here on the anti-plague, is still a +3 bonus, right? Is this a fortitude-based save that you're rolling here? This treat
Yes,
disease?
it was a fortitude save for sewer haze.
Right. Okay, so the fortitude save is not rolled as part of this treat disease, so I think it is not added to this.
No, you're right, yes.
Yes.
I do need to, okay. So I did succeed in my aid. I need to make sure that.
It was your aid adds a +1?
Yes.
That might be based on, but I am indeed an expert in nature. Sometimes that changes things.
Aid. +1 circumstance bonus. If you crit it, you get a +2. That is not a crit.
Yes. Oh, and I see. If you're a master or a legend, then it is if you crit.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. So just a +1. Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that is not a crit. That is a success, though.
Yes. And I've added that, so it's still a 30. I forgot to make him make the roll first.
Yeah, that's okay.
So since this is an affliction with a virulent trait, it's harder to remove. So I need two consecutive saves to reduce a virulent affliction by 1 stage. A critical will only will reduce the affliction by 1 stage instead of 2 as well. So you need 2 successes. It's going to take at least like 2 or 3 days.
Yeah. Okay.
So then, do you want me to make the roll now or later?
It depends on what everybody's doing during the rest of the day.
There is one thing I would be doing, which is... Let's see, can I post this into the chat? Yes. I have one final demon corpse left. I do believe before we leave here, I need to have myself a little chat. That would be after, of course, the 8 hours with Yara.
Okay.
So if there's anything in between that, that would take place first.
Okay. So you would be aiding Yara for about 8 hours.
Yes.
In the process, you know. Let me see, because the reclaimers have some stuff too. Maybe they can help. Got some potential companion assistance here. Might as well use it, right?
Now, I know you're pretty sick.
And but got removed disease? Huh?
I know you're pretty sick, Yara, but I'm not feeling very well. You think you could, you know...
Yes.
Yeah, we need to take care of Yara first.
Yeah, no, I understand
I will
completely,
soothe
but
your wounds.
Oh, that's weird. All right, sure. Is it in? Go for it. How does the snowy owl do it?
Yeah, so I gotta... Where did I put Snowy Owl? I can search. There we go. I've got a bunch of folders and I lost her somewhere in here. Okay. So let's see here. I assume I think I can just click on this. Let's see, how injured are you, Corinne?
Not very. 11.
I'm far more wounded than you, as I have been helping Yara this whole time.
Oh wow, this is a pretty interesting spell.
Yeah, maybe go for the lizard.
I've not been paying attention to my wounds at all. I went into full distraction mode.
I also can just refocus while tending to myself, and I will cast my last 2 charges of, what is it? Lay on hands? Yeah.
That would be great. Thank you, Yara. Really picking it up
So
for the team.
I've got you, darling. I've got you. So whoever wants it, just take the 24 HP.
Snowy Owl will cast whoever is the most injured, which I assume is Arashtak.
That's Arashtak, yeah.
Will cast Soothe at level 4 on you, Rashtak. Let's see.
Ooh, 4d10.
Oh, you need to roll that, but
Yeah.
that's delightful.
This is vitality. I don't know why that's not by default. All right. It's for 28 healing, Rashtak. Are you able to apply that?
I have no token to target.
Yes. Hold on.
But, yeah.
It's 28. just add it that way.
Oh, yeah. That makes more sense, yes.
What if you can hit yourself on the encounter?
And are you taking the charges of lay on hands? Who's taking those?
I do
Just
not
two.
need to, as that Snowy Owl has full healed
So then
me.
Karun.
I
No,
have
like it might be
11
hurt.
points of damage on me. Like, I've got a really bad paper cut, you know? So.
I heal
would love-
myself.
I would love. Shit.
Snowy Owl will cast a rank 2 soothe upon you, Karun.
Oh, sweet. How do I roll that?
I'm doing it
Oh, perfect.
for 17.
Cool.
So you can just add it that way.
Oops. How do I select my token?
You can't, so you just
You don't, you gotta just type it
add your
in.
HP in your sheet.
Ah, got it.
Oh, yes, that's right. We were seeing if the
How,
companions
can I
had...
ask? Can I ask how the owl heals me? I'm curious.
It would be, so I imagine Rune appears to be related to like frost and cold and such. So I imagine there's like you could see the snow sort of like swirl about you, and there's just that, you know how like with Bactine or something, when you spray initially, it's like that shock of like intense like cold, and then it like just slowly turns to like soothing afterwards. It probably
But when
feels
you
like
put
that.
the throat numbing stuff in your throat,
Yeah. Feels like that.
like too much of it, and you end up getting your whole mouth all numb.
Yeah. It's a little bit
I
like
get
that.
it.
There's just this swirl of frost and fog and ice, and there's probably just like a little bit of frost left on your wounds afterwards, and it just melts.
This is not something that humans do. While everyone else is doing their thing, I'm gonna start making snowmen, little snow elves, and start just playing with Snowy Owl.
Snowy Owl doesn't seem to play.
That's
There's
fine.
Just a sort of calmness and just a sort of you can see them, I think, enjoying the snow and the clear skies. Or not the clear skies, but like the fresh air, rather.
It is a really good snow elf.
35. It's amazing. You make it look like anyone?
No.
Okay.
But they give it a little beak.
Okay. A little elf with a beak. Is anyone healing Zaya?
Yes, so I am also wounded too, so I've got to stitch a few people up. We've handled all of that other stuff within the 8 hours, so I'm taking the 10 minutes to go ahead and treat wounds on anyone who requires it. So I have ward medic, so I can treat 4 people.
So I think Snowy Owl will cast rank 3 Soothe on you.
Oh, does that clear wounds?
It does not. It's just Soothe.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm only doing this for wounds. I'm fully healed.
Oh, you are. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said you were
Yeah.
still. You were
No. I
wounded
said I'm
too.
going to treat wounds.
gotcha.
Yeah. I'm wounded too.
Then Snowy Owl will do this on Zaya then. For 29 HP, Zaya is fully healed.
Romantic or Celia wounded?
I am not hurt.
No, I'm fine.
That's right. The nightmare creature targeted everyone but...
No, they took damage. They just were healed.
I failed.
Ah, yes.
I took damage. I was just blocking it all with Tim. Oh,
Got a plus,
hero point.
plus
I
17.
can retry in 10. I can try in 10 minutes.
We have
or well, like right
time.
after. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll do the next one.
Okay.
This one shouldn't fail, surely. There we go.
Critical
That's a
success.
crit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if anyone is wounded or if anybody has any damage to them, feel free to come over here, I'll heal you up. I'm just treating my wounds because I'm wounded too, so if anybody else has wounds, which I think Zaya does,
Well,
I'll
10
treat
minutes,
her.
10 minutes after you're fully healed, your wounds are restored.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just, your wounds clear up. Okay. Arashtak. It has been some time. Let's see. So hours have passed. 1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's make it 9 hours total. Darkness is falling. It's nighttime now. As Arashtak begins to set up his ritual.
I do it away from the camp, but not too terribly far. If people wished to see, they could. It is not so much hidden anymore after I have talked to the whole group and Sakuachi and them about it.
Very well. Arashtak wanders on. I was going to follow Arashtak.
And now Rostok is back.
So, Arashtak, take out your bag of
Yes.
holding.
Yes, I take the Brimarak corpse out, and now that I have been informed that the demons are few and far between, and with the snow, I'm more willing to have a small fire.
Okay.
With the candles, so I'm making it a bit nicer than the last one I did with my mosquito candles.
Very well.
And yes, I believe you had said before this takes roughly an hour to get everything set up and right. And so I take that time, and
Please make an occultism check.
we'll definitely do that right now. I'm going to cast guidance upon myself first. Just for that little extra. And oh, I don't know if I can drag it
You
onto
can.
me.
So, on your, open up your character sheet and drag it into the effects page.
Thank you. Yes. Perfect. All right. We do not have Pursue a Lead anymore, but I will put guidance there. Uh, 27.
Okay.
And I have a monitor at my side. I don't usually do, but a monitor is out this time. I would say aiding me, but perhaps more observing and being a conduit for power. And I begin to light the mosquito candles, and mosquitoes begin to pour out of my sleeves. Worms and creatures that, now that there is more moisture in the ground, begin crawling out and about around me in patterns that maybe only I can discern. And I call out softly, but nonetheless, to the mosquito witch. I have another sacrifice for you. I hope that this is what you desire, though I will tell you now, we are leaving a land of demons, and the sacrifices likely will have to change after this one. But if I know your preference, I can do my best to seek it out after this.
The mosquitoes sort of move in a fervor, quickly desiccating the corpse of this Brimarak. withering to nothing but a husk. It is fast and foul, and the stench is powerful. There is a certain acceptance that you feel here. Sacrifice has been accepted, and the mosquito witch is placated for now.
I thank you for the power you have given me. I will do my best to make the next one acceptable, though, as I said, it likely will not be demon. But nonetheless, I open my stash and I look at one other thing that might interest her before I finish everything. In honor of balance, I still have 2 flasks of She Who Walks.
What are you doing with those?
I uncork it, and on the bones of this Brimarack, carefully drizzle it onto the corpse. Balance, demonic and divine.
You pour the water onto the corpse. The mosquitoes move about it. There's almost like a hesitation that you can sense. You can see a few of them sort of land nearby and maybe do that thing that insects do where they just kind of like land in the water. It doesn't even look like they're necessarily drinking. They're just seeing what it is, almost trying to perceive it. They do that, and then more and more of them pour out from everywhere, all over. They devour this liquid. They more fervently than the blood, which you've never seen before. You've never seen anything like this happen, Rashtak. There is an overwhelming sense of gratitude here. And just mechanically, so everybody knows, I rolled a natural 20. See how she would react. And I think what this is going to mean is I'm going to give you something special.
All right. I was just doing it to placate.
Well, it was an interesting addition, and I want to reward you for it.
I appreciate it.
I think Arashtak. Let's see. What can I give you here? You can see that the flask is filled with what appears to be blood. The mosquitoes sort of swirl about the flask, and it almost looks like they pour into the flasks themselves. All the mosquitoes, they pour into this flask, and it begins to fill up with what you perceive to be blood in the flask.
I do not drink it, but I do sniff it, maybe even like touch it to my tongue, just trying to determine what this could have been.
Sure. Make a medicine check. Take nature. Take nature.
Very good. I believe I can, instead of medicine checks, do nature, so that fits. Pursue Elite is off. I need to remove that from my inspiration. I'm going to re-roll that, actually. And yes, I can right click that.
I love that you have missile toe as a bonus.
Yeah, it gives bonuses to nature checks.
Mm-hmm. Did you add that? Is that misspelled? I thought it was spelled M-I-S-L.
I don't believe I added it, but I'll check and
Mistletoe
see.
is typically spelled with a T, but
Yes,
I like mistletoe.
I mean, I'm fine with it too. No, I drug this into here. I did not add this item. This is from their compendium, so.
Gotcha.
What's the flying speed of your toes?
Whatever works.
A 20. You don't know what this is, a Rashtak?
What does it taste like, though? I am curious.
Tastes like blood.
All right. I had a suspicion it's at least blood related, blood adjacent. Fair enough. I will have to look into this later. Perhaps Karun can determine it. I kneel and bow my head, and then, if provided I do not sense anything else from her, I will snuff the candles out and bury the bones.
Very well. You finish up the ritual. It's fully nighttime now for everybody as Rashtak returns to the camp.
I am finishing up my conversations with Zaya and her companions, having written down their tales and recorded the events of the last couple of days in my journal.
Yeah. It was a lot to take in. They're not particularly great at telling stories, Arcelia. It was a lot of back and forth. It was a little bit like a Quentin Tarantino movie, just all over the place. Timelines, trying to keep track of anything. You feel like you made a flow chart, okay, this was then, and you got arrows. If you look at the journal, there's all these arrows pointing around, trying to guide you where the story takes over, etc. People chiming in.
My retelling of it will be much better.
Is anybody doing anything else?
Yes, I'm going to walk around the campsite and look for anyone that may... they've been adventurers, so to speak. They've been around. See if they have any weaponry. Either for trade or sale.
Ooh, the Reclaimers?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they definitely... They don't really seem to have anything. They have their own stuff, but they don't have anything extra from what you can tell. No.
Yeah, they would have to travel light, I would assume.
Well, I was wondering, since they've been in ruins, if they picked anything up. If that's not the case, then I will create a fire and sit by it and just watch the flames.
Sure.
I think that seeing Rashtak come back to the camp, it kind of rings a bell in my head, especially since I'm having doubts about this rune. I didn't like the answer that I was given. I think perhaps I would like to try and commune with Pharasma in some fashion.
Okay.
Whether or not she wants to answer, of course. So I will set off by myself and set up some candles. And I know she likes daggers. I read that somewhere, so I'll take out a dagger and I'll place it down in front of me. And I will put my hands in a bit of a prayer. And I will just reflect upon this new form of our companion. And I will ask her blatantly, Lady of the Graves, if you have any guidance on this particular topic, on whether or not I should trust them, or if they will lead us into certain ruin. The answers were very cryptic. I would expect that of the divine in general, but I do not know of this creature. concerning.
Please make a religion check.
It's got a -2 on it. Perfect. All right. 23.
So I think basically you sat there for some time setting this up, lighting candles. You have a dagger out. You don't really commune with Pharasma. You haven't really done this beyond once or twice, right?
No, yeah, absolutely. I'm very new to all of this. I'm not a cleric.
Mm-hmm. There's no response. Nothing seems to change. The candles don't seem to change. The dagger doesn't do anything.
I suppose it is a bit much to ask for more help, and I've already given to me, but... Right. But, thank you anyway, I suppose. I'll try again soon. I think. I don't have any idea how all this works. Sure. All right.
When you stand up, there is a reflection that you notice of yourself in the nearby puddle. When you look, sort of glancing at it as you stand up, you see not you as you are now. You see a reflection of who you were. Your sister is beside you. And as the wind blows, the reflection ripples, and you see the mirror reflection of you as you are.
All right. Maybe, perhaps I'm doing something right? I will, blow out the candles. I think I need to lie down.
If no one does anything else, everyone heads to sleep.
Yeah, I will sleep by the, I'll just take a bedroll out and sleep under furs and by the fire.
I would definitely be in one of the tents. I do not want to be snowed on.
And I'm also gonna roll for the disease as well. So I'm just putting all the modifiers on right now.
Okay.
I am re-rolling that with a hero point.
That's an entry.
Nope. I'm not giving you that one, Wacksteven.
That's an 18 as a natural one? Holy
Yes, you
moly.
got plus 17.
All right, 26.
Oh boy. So you have bonuses. Are all of them on? Yeah.
Yes.
Anti-plague. Okay. Well, I think that's actually a fail. Let me check.
Mm.
I thought it was a 23 DC last I did it.
Yeah, double check. That is a success.
My God. All right.
So, Just so I understand this.
I believe it's the disease does not progress.
It doesn't progress.
Since it is virulent, I need to make another roll tomorrow.
Yeah.
And if I get another success, then it goes away.
Yeah. Okay. Otherwise, dawn approaches. I don't know what your plans were, if you had intended to set out at first light or what have you, but dawn approaches. Is everybody waking up?
Oh, I'll be up before everyone for sure.
I'd probably have been second due to my own rituals and getting my spells prepared, and after that I absolutely will be making a hot breakfast.
Oh yeah.
I'm
because
sleeping
we have
in.
So many supplies that we couldn't use because no fire.
Go ahead and give me a survival check, please, Rashtak.
Yes. Okay, one's...
You have 2 tents, right?
I do. There's a 4-person and a 2-person. I would have set up both. Probably would have been in the 2-person normally.
If Malvik gets up right away, then I would roll over and spoon Yara.
I am quite sweaty and I've been kind of shaking all night as well. I'm not doing so well.
The food was made with a 32 to survival.
A 32. What a meal. Oh, wow. This is the first really, good home-cooked meal, I guess, that you guys have had. This feels like a proper sit-down meal. Everyone's kind of joined in. The Reclaimers and Snowy Owl's companions have all just kind of joined in here, providing supplies, helping Rashtak, making a proper send-off kind of meal. What do you think it is?
Oh, well, I remember, and I was looking, I might be in the other stash, because I had the barrels of water, but we also had just regular supplies, I believe, which would have been fruits, vegetables, things that would last a while. So I would be getting things like potatoes and frying them up in some basic oil. Any eggs that we may have had that have survived, I would be using those. Probably pulling salt pork, but slicing it nice and thin so it gets a little crispy. Like salty bacon. And bread would be coming out, and I would probably be warming that on the stones next to the fire. Just a very hearty breakfast.
It's nice. It's filling. It's warm. Fills your bellies. Everyone has a wonderful breakfast to start this new day.
I rouse at the smell of food, and I would go to collect a bowl for Yara, that she doesn't have to get up.
Everyone make sure you hit the full rest button on your characters.
It's a little bed.
It's a little bed next to
me.
Cute.
where the HP is up at the top left.
Nice.
After I feed Yara. Hey, I was thinking. I have this trinket. Now pull out a piece of chalk that I have carved a name into. And it is both of our names, one on top of the other. I break it in half. Here.
We're not friends anymore.
No, silly. Of course we are friends. This is something a little different. A custom that I learned about. We write our own stories, but together we have been writing one as well. So I thought it only fitting that I share this with you. I hand you a piece of chalk. 1/2 of a chalk. If you keep this on you, then I think we might be able to keep a better eye on each other. I know you aren't feeling well, but I'd like to do what I can to protect you.
Thank you. It's very thoughtful.
Sorry, it's not very pretty.
It is beautiful. You have beautiful handwriting.
Thank you.
I am blushing.
Yara
I
says
stuff it
it
in my
out loud.
pockets. Ah, yes, I am blushing.
Totally the fever. Definitely the fever.
I mean,
You like my handwriting, and I'll pull out the journal and show you. Just flip through what I had recorded the night before. At one point, you will see a portrait of Zaya, and I rolled a crafting check earlier and rolled a 9. This is a very shitty portrait. Handwriting is quite grand. This is Zaya.
I'll turn the book slightly. Ah, I see the resemblance. Yes, it is very good.
The other
Very good.
reclaimers are like in the back, like.
I'm
shoot a death stare.
I'm sitting with Zaya, and I'm just going to like. Pull her over.
Probably like hand a couple of extra pieces of salt pork that have freshly crisped to Zaya.
So, like I was saying, Zaya, yes, this right here.
I look quite proud. Thank you.
Yeah, the reclaimers are all kind of looking at each other, like shrugging. Yeah.
Hold on, I'm gonna roll another one for the rest of the reclaimers. Just kind of like a group photo.
Oh God.
13. It's not great.
No. You know, like when somebody's learning how to draw anime characters?
Oh no.
Oh. Except she's starting with the tits and not the eyes.
Yep.
No one's ever done that.
13, like, yeah, right? The faces, eh.
Wow, those are impressive.
Oh, thank you.
Who's the extra 3 people? Pointing at the tits.
Yeah, if we've got some time, I can sketch us too. I'll start with Malevich.
I believe we should get going. It's starting to, the sun is starting to come up all the way. I think the...
Malevich,
I
it's
think-
you.
Yes.
9.
I think he does have one horn shorter than the other. You're right.
I will just hug Arcelia and pat her in the back.
She's like showing her. You just go up and like hug
Just hug
her.
her.
Put this on the fridge.
I'm going to get things ready. And I walk off.
You are so sweet. Thank you, Malevich. Let me know if you need help.
It's like those don't laugh challenges. I'm just, I think I'll be fine. And then I run into the bags.
I
Start
snap my
packing.
journal closed. Rush talk, I'll draw you later tonight.
Oh.
Ah. Okay. Yes, I do like your runic art.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
It is because it is so magical.
Oh no, I meant like runes. Have you like on old tablets? Your face is. Are you still not feeling well?
Yes. I feel horrible.
Do you need more food? We have little scraps left before I need to pack.
Ooh, I'll take the scraps, thank you.
And then I begin to put those away, as well as put the tents back into the bag of holding.
I forget, does good food do anything for us? No, right?
No.
It makes you feel great.
I think you need like a perk or something for that.
Bad camp setup does bad things.
Oh, that's what it was.
But yeah, good food, good and bad food is just there.
I'm gonna spend some time with Zaya and talk with them and make sure they're okay. I think Malavik actually really enjoyed having Zaya around. It's just something about someone looking so frail who showed courage. And I'd explain that to him. I was like, now you should be strong and keep doing what you're doing. You show a lot of courage to have such a frail little body.
Well, thank you.
Yes. With a childlike frame like that, people typically tend to run, or maybe even die instantly. But you're resilient. You're very worn for wear. I believe the saying is called. You seem like you know what you're doing, and I hope we all cross paths again. Maybe when you're a little bit older, you can come adventuring with us. I really enjoyed your company.
I'm 34.
Forgive me, I don't know the customs of trying to relate ages to our typical ages.
Come here. They had motions for you to bend down.
Yes.
She gives you a hug.
Oh.
And she gives you a kiss on the cheek.
Oh.
And as she's hugging you, she says, "You saved my life."
As you saved ours. And I'll go for the normal pat on the back, but I'll take 2 fingers and do this. I don't want to hurt the poor little frail body.
Okay.
And until next time.
She says, "You might make a very good reclaimer."
Maybe I'll think about it one day if I'm able to. Stay strong. I'm sure we'll cross paths soon. And I'll reach in my bag and pull out a dagger that I've had. And I'll give it to her. You seem to use the crossbow a great bit, but when you're in a pinch, you go for the arteries or the jugular. If you hang one upside down by their feet, blood drains right out. All the blood gone. You can start with these areas first, or you can go straight for the solar plex. There's only a plating of cartilage there, pierce the heart.
Well, the thing with demons is they don't have the same parts. Always.
Very
it's like
true,
that
very true.
Hydra and Kithangian.
Yeah, yes, that's true. Well, if you ever cross a human that calls you a child again, you know what to do. Or an elf. And I'll wink and stand up. Well then, we should be on our way.
Yes. We'll give you directions.
All right, everyone, let's go.
Stop it.
I think at this time I'll grab Zaya's hand and walk to the group.
I'm going to lean into Rostock. Is Karun mating again?
I have no idea with whom.
I don't know.
I don't think we brought the innkeeper with us.
No. There are plenty of reclaimers. Are any of them missing?
I have not kept track on who and where and what.
I'll bring Zaya over and say, look, everyone, Zaya's here. What the hell was that noise? And I'll look.
Do you think that it's... It's Zaya! Hello?
Yes.
Hi.
Just
Hello.
wanted to say goodbyes to Zaya, so I brought her over to say goodbyes and make sure that she stays safe. Wait a minute, Rostock, where's your little thing? Your little creature.
A monitor?
Yes, do you have eyes on it?
Here. And I lift my robe up slightly, and there's just a little pocket with just a mushroom head kind of peering out with the claws.
Okay, well,
They are doing very well.
that's good. I was hoping that it wasn't in there.
No?
I
Just like
peek
a
my
puff
head
of
into.
spores.
I peek my head into Karun's tent.
Karun is not there.
Is that where the noise came from?
Karun is behind the tent with the snowy owl, playing in the snow, throwing snowballs back and forth.
Okay.
No use, now you go. I will attempt to hide this time.
Wait a minute. Why?
Snowy Owl is just staring at you. Is it the manifestation of Rune that you're playing with?
It's the snowy owl,
Okay.
the thing that was human and is no longer that.
Yes. Snowy Owl would just be watching and not participating in any conceivable way.
You're so funny.
I peek my head around. Karun, did you have a chance to eat?
I'm fine. I'm fine. I'll see you later. Yeah, I'll get some food. I'll have food. Of course I will.
There is still some bread and crisped salt pork.
Bread. I will have bread. That sounds... Here I go.
I like to imagine, you know when you throw some snowballs and they don't completely break apart and they're just like, it's like a ball stuck to them?
Mm-hmm.
Do you see a couple of those on Snowy Owl?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Huh. Okay.
Run along, Zaya. We're gonna go ahead and...
In fact, there are a whole lot of snowballs, just like in a little, like a tiny little snow fort.
Karun has made is it like what you think Demora looked like before it was ruined?
Oh yeah, definitely. And they're like
It's
little,
way too
there's
elaborate. It's
an
way
armory,
too elaborate.
A special armory just for snowballs.
Like highly detailed. Like, have you ever seen like any sort of sandcastle competition or anything along those lines? It's some
Ice
shit like
sculpture
that.
competition,
Ice
yeah.
sculptures.
I'll see you later. And then just go over and get some food.
Would you like some food as well, Snowy Owl?
I do not require it, but I will join you if you wish.
Yes, please. I think some of our companions might find it unnerving if you don't at least join us.
Very well.
Wait, is Snowy Owl and Psychology taking like the same beam at the moment or not?
They are always the same being. Think of it as a merged consciousness, I believe. Or maybe two and one at the same
And
time.
the owl is an aspect, then?
The owl was the way that Snowy Owl described it to you was the manifestation of Rune, and the way that Snowy Owl described things to you was that it's complicated and that they're sharing the body, is what you got. The basic description of, and beyond that, you're not sure.
Yes, because they assumed we were too fucking stupid, right?
No, it's just you. Yes,
Yes, I'd like to hear you ask the same fucking question then.
I'm about to.
Peak of intelligence.
I walk over to Snowy Owl, and I began to talk to them about my issues and what I've had going on to see if it was around the same thing.
What do you say?
I say I think I understand somewhat of what's going on here. I too have a side to me that typically goes through transformations under certain circumstances, voices in my head, and it gives me power. Is that the same type of symbiotic maybe relationship you have, a conjoining? And if so, how do I compromise with this other part of me to join together in a harmonic state?
It is not the same. From what Sakuachi knew of your interactions with Dahak, Dahak was communicating with you. From what
So the power
Snowy
is
Owl
not-
sees, Snowy Owl sees that your connection was interrupted in this place, specifically by Malgamon, with limited power. They blocked your communication. Beyond that, there is no similarity to what we go through.
That is good to know. Maybe the power that I've been wanting the whole time is mine all along. I am thankful for what you have just told me. I will let you, and I will just, my words will fade away, and I'll walk past the whole group and go sit with the bags, waiting to leave.
I think before you walk away, Snowy Owl says,
You are Malavik.
Yes. I believe I am.
This one that you called out to in the cistern. She
Yeah.
is chaos. You will not be able to speak to her.
Then why did she reach out to me?
An intriguing question. One that I cannot answer.
Fair enough.
But chaos is like an endless ocean. It is not something to commune with.
Maybe I was being deceived. I will have to ponder on this. Thanks again.
there's a slight inclination to Snowy Owl's head.
And now, like I said, I'll walk past the others and nod to them and start picking up everyone's bags.
All right. As you all prepare to leave Demora, you say your goodbyes and such. Zaya and the Reclaimers will give you a week's worth of food from various food that they managed to harvest in the area and along the way here. Zaya says to you that the most direct route to Lippstadt from Demora is about 125 miles south. Skirt the western border of the Shutterwood to reach the headwaters of the Moutre River, then downriver another 125 miles or so to reach Lippstadt itself. Otherwise, I hope you have a safe trip.
Thank
Wish you well.
We wish the same for you as well. Thank you for
Yes.
everything, genuinely.
You're most welcome. And good luck on your journey.
Will you be able to find your way home all right?
Sarkoris is my home.
Oh, good. Then we did a good thing. Yes, we brought you home. Very good.
Yes.
All right.
And you saved our lives. We'll
Oh,
be forever grateful for that.
adorable.
Zaya, I have no use of this, but we found it on our way here to you. And I pull out that tiny little mix of quartz, obsidian, and pyrite, the shrine to Desna. This was in an old camp. It may have been an old reclaimer's camp. And when I say old, I mean decades.
Wow. Thank you. Typically, this is how we create shrines to Desna.
It was not well intact.
Thank you. Well,
And I handed that over.
she accepts it and she says, well, saying goodbye is difficult, but here we are. Have a safe trip and treat your horse well, and may you have few problems along the way.
I'll look at Zay and I'll be like,
She nods knowingly.
and I'll just nod back and puts bags on me. I'll carry Yara's bags as well.
I'm hopping on the horse, darling.
Oh, okay. I still have your bags, I guess. And
You
then
still have your horse and cart.
Yeah, there's the whole cart you could sit in.
no, I'm good. I'll walk. No, I don't think I will. Always
Well,
wanted
because
that.
didn't we save one of the horses? There was a horse we saved in addition to that as well. So we have the cart and the horse.
Well, that's the reclaimer's horse.
Oh,
That
so they're
person-
taking the horse back.
You have one horse with a cart,
Uh-huh.
and they have a horse.
The horse that
Okay.
came back with the corpse on
Yeah,
it was the
yeah,
reclaimers.
That was a reclaimer's
Gotcha.
horse.
Understood.
I definitely get into the back of the cart.
Yes, I admit it.
I go with the lizard.
I'll walk beside the cart.
Very well. And we begin our journey again as you leave the ruins of Demora. Some traveling music on. As you begin your ride yet again. Let's do this. So,
Where is everyone? Real quick, is Arcee, are you in the wagon?
I am not.
no,
I'm
she's
walking.
outside.
Okay. I'll just walk beside you then.
I've updated our landing page here to denote some of the places that you have been, just with a little bit more detail. So the blue markers are where you hopped on to the rivers. Yellow markers are where you were on land. And the red markers where you are right now. So you are up here right now. Sarkoris. You are headed back to Liepidstadt, which is over this way. Now, everybody please choose what you would like to do in exploration mode as you venture back towards Liepidstadt.
Yes.
Do we have any idea about how long of a trip this will be?
Yeah,
time-wise.
About a week.
All right. Well, I will be putting in 8 hours of travel time in order to try and treat my disease.
Yes. So, is this exploration mode or downtime or both?
Exploration mode as you're traveling, downtime as you camp.
Oh,
Okay.
right. So it's
All right,
different.
all right.
Okay.
Lovely. All right, thank you. Then with exploration mode.
I'm going to sense direction, I believe. Unless we know exactly where to go. Is that
You've been given directions by Zaya.
Ah,
Your
great. Never
your
mind.
Most direct path back to Liepidstadt.
Am I going to investigate?
Just want to show off a tool real quick. These paths that you can see, these dotted paths, I can actually draw them. So, if this is the direction that Zaya told you to follow towards Liepidstadt, that way.
Cool.
This is the planned route, effectively.
The whole circle, all over again.
We will have to cross the river at some point.
Yes.
Wait, what the heck?
Okay.
Wait, I clicked on something.
Yeah,
Let's go.
I think.
Uh-oh, I made a boo-boo.
It's okay. You can search
I hit
for
the trash can instead of the...
I understand. It's okay. You can search for
Browse?
whatever action you want to do. Yeah.
Oh, here it is. Ah, okay, you could drag it.
Yep.
Phew. What was the other one I got rid of? Sense direction.
Okay. So, the journey begins as you begin to head effectively southwest to loop back around the Shutterwood towards Liepidstadt. Everybody select your exploration activities. Were you doing sense direction, Malavik, or are you doing something else?
Well, we already have the direction, so I believe that I'm just going to investigate. I'm going to ponder on what Snowy Owl has said.
Okay.
And really try to find what's going on with me.
I'll be scouting then.
I am covering our tracks.
Okay. How do you think you're doing that while you're in a cart?
I would have hopped out of the cart at that point
Okay.
in order to follow behind and essentially just... We're kind of in a... This area, is it more dusty, sandy, or is it still all that very hard earth?
Yeah, it's still that sort of cracked mud sort of ground, that Badlands sort of cold desert-like environment.
I see. That may be a little more difficult. Unless... it is a cantrip. I could essentially just continually try to rouse the ground to make it a little muddy.
Okay. Sure. You're gonna
Essentially,
rousing
so when it
splash the ground
dries,
over
it-
and over again? Okay.
Pretty much.
Sure.
So that way, when it dries, it won't have direct looking like a cart and horse.
Sure. Give me a fortitude save, Arashta.
Ah, yes.
Hey,
Crit
that's
success.
Natural 20. All right. You have no problem doing this. It's a cantrip. It would normally be pretty taxing, but maybe you're just kind of like bored or something along the way, and it's just a way to keep your interest. And you probably do it like sporadically here and there,
Yeah.
Just to kind of change things up a little bit. It's probably not constant the whole time. You're probably just doing it for stretches here and there. Eventually, you all come to the river to the west, and you can see that this part of the river is not terribly difficult to cross. Ulukuk is driving the wagon. We're going to have Ulukuk make a check real quick. It did not show up. There it is. Ooh, a 15 is Garbo. Yeah, okay, so Ulukuk is driving. This is a little, it's not like a terribly difficult place to cross. I think this is just like a poor crossing spot. It's going to delay you just like a little bit as Ulukuk crosses. Could have done a way better job, wasn't paying attention maybe, or was half asleep. It takes you an extra hour or so to find a good place to cross, but you do cross eventually. Let's see here. To about there. Okay, as you are all continue on for the day, you find a place to rest. If you would like to treat disease, you can do that. But if it takes 8 hours, it's going to be a pretty long time.
Yes, I mean, I have really no choice other than to try and take care of myself. So if I have to sleep in the cart during the day tomorrow and do all that, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm treating my disease.
Alrighty.
There's a dice button and a rest button up here. What the heck? Exploration page.
And I will give myself guidance as well.
Yeah, that's if I give you a prompt.
Stupefied. Alright. Alright, so that's another +2. Karun? By any chance do you have the vaccine that you made the other day, or
Is that
still yes. Does it still give a plus despite not being the level? It just doesn't grant the immunity.
So it's against other strains, I think, for that.
For the immunity.
No.
Oh.
It's worded oddly. Where was it? Okay. So, it gives you a +2 item bonus on all saving throws against other strains of the same disease.
All right. Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Right.
I appreciate it, so hopefully we'll be able to nip this in the bud.
So you have succeeded with a 26, so that is a +2 circumstance bonus on your next saving throw against the disease. So, as you all begin to camp for the night, we can have Malavik go ahead and make, I guess this would be... would probably be a recall knowledge.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry about
I don't even know if I have a button that says recall knowledge.
This will be... Yeah, this will be a nature check, I think.
Oh, God. All right. Where's the proficiencies?
I'll take... So, Arcana, Nature... Occultism.
Arcana?
Yeah.
Nature. Nope. No occultism. Where is nature? Nope. All right, Arcana it is. Before I do this, I think I'll speak to Arashtak. Arashtak.
Yeah, yes.
I don't even know how to ask for this, but you and Yara, I didn't want to bother her, but you two do this little thing with your fingers, and they glow, and when you touch one of us, it feels all funny and warm. Could you do that?
Are you wounded?
No, not that. I don't know how to explain it. It's like a feeling when one of you do that, I feel more confident. And yes, you wish of that nature.
for me. There is a spell I know that the mosquito witch has given me. Guidance, essentially. Yes.
Yeah, it's guidance. I think it'd be very, it may help me have a clear mind.
Yes, I can do that for you.
Oh,
You will want to do whatever you wish to do quickly. It does not last terribly long.
okay. All right. Quickly. How quick?
Basically, your next thing you should do is what you are hoping to do. So I
Right.
can wait. If you wish to go wherever you are doing this, I can put it upon you then and walk away.
Is it
if you-
instant?
It is instant as you wish it to be, yes.
Okay. You can do it now.
Very well. And bugs begin to kind of spin around my fingers slightly,
Ooh.
and then I just point at you, and they circle you slightly, though it's not unpleasant. It does give you that warm feeling you were mentioning.
Sorry, I don't mean to pull back at it, but the last time something like that attacked me, it drained me, and it was huge.
These are small and friendly.
Okay. Thank you. And I bend my knees and I dig my feet in the dirt and I take off running as fast as I can to a secluded area. He said fast. So
It's until
seconds.
my next round, so yeah,
Yeah.
it's very fast.
all right, I get to the place where I want to be a little bit farther away from Rostock. He probably can see me with an eye shot, obviously.
Oh yeah.
And okay, how do you said I can apply this somehow?
Yes, character sheet, and there's a section for effects. Under
It's the second button on the right. Second tab.
Okay.
Yes. And then you drag
Thank you.
that effect into it. Yes.
Alrighty. Now
So-
I'm going to do.
You gotta do both afterwards.
I'm gonna do both. What?
After you've done this, you drag the immunity onto you.
Oh right, yes. Okay, here we go. I'll go to a nearby tree and kneel down and really try to reflect inside. It says I can't use guidance.
If you have a
Oh,
circumstance
there it is.
bonus
I
from
was able to
something
turn it
else.
on.
Yeah.
I was able to turn it on. All
There
right.
you go, yeah.
19.
I'm gonna re-roll it,
Okay.
and if it's
So
worse,
you're
I'm just going to break a horn off.
Just remember to right click on your
Yep.
chat and then do hero.
Okay, that's a little bit better. 24.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to search. It's almost in the style of meditation, but more so looking for an inner answer, trying to recall memories of things that may have been lost. So I want to know why Tiamat reached out to me, and what of Dahak? I have no idea if he agreed with the terms. I don't know if the power was always mine and I was being manipulated. I'm just trying to find answers.
Based on what Snowy Owl said, you do not think Tiamat reached out to you.
That's troubling. I'm pretty upset. Again, I'm thrown into another guessing game, a puzzle, where it feels like the answer is right in front of me, but no one wants to give it to me for some odd reason. I don't call out to Dog. I feel like Dog's a very old and ancient being that can make their own decisions. And with that reflection, I am too a grown person and need to make my own decisions. And I believe I feel a little bit more relieved than anything. I'm not going to be toyed around by two ancient beings. But now I have to deal with the task of finding myself fully, and what that entails. And if my thinking of the world being in a disarray that it is truly my thinking. But I also believe that it is. I believe that I do want some kind of cleansing of some sort. Maybe not as violent as I was presuming. But I'll ponder on this. I'll take my fist and hit the tree really hard with it from the side. Him! This doesn't make sense. And I'll just walk off and with my head down, not in depression, but more in questioning everything.
Very well. Return to the group. Malvik looks a bit frustrated as he returns.
Are you all right?
It will have to be fine. I'm just so sick and tired of being pulled from different directions, used, and just every answer I think I find leads to another question, and the answers are probably within eyeshot, but I can't see them, and I'm very tired of it. I don't think it was. I don't think she was the actual one that called out to me. I have no idea who it was.
Describe the calling.
Well, the name was definitely a part of it because I had no idea who that was. I don't know who would tell me to call out to that name if it wasn't them. I'm starting to doubt
Well, Pharasma
everything.
does not speak directly to me either. It is through omens. It is something you must read.
But
In
you were
some
chosen.
cases.
You were chosen by that god, and you guys have communicated before, correct?
Not quite. I was. All I remember is a trial, and I don't remember saying a thing, so.
I don't
All
know
I'm
why
saying is that these gods or beings, they communicate in different ways, and it is likely you know, to her, the one you called out to, you are much like an ant, a useful ant, but that is how the gods see us as people. So whoever it was who called out to you, I mean, it's interesting to investigate. I wouldn't beat yourself up over not knowing. But what I'm trying to say is we'll figure it out. Together.
We have more important things to worry about right now.
They're all in line with each other, Malavik. Every piece of this puzzle is important, and you are one of the pieces of said puzzle. And that part of you, and what is going on in your mind, in your soul, or what have you, it is also a smaller piece of you, which is a piece of this puzzle. Is it
Snowy
not?
Owl told me that I do not have a passenger. It is different. What they have going on is a more of a shared space. I apparently was just being reached out to.
So, some sort of telepathic link.
It feels like as if they were in my ear whispering to me when I was younger, and now shouting in my head. And the voices got quiet. I got disturbed by quiet.
Well, there are all sorts of magics, Malavik. I mean, it is not within or without reason that perhaps they just have some sort of advanced magic that allows them to communicate with you.
Yeah, there's an ancient being, apparently.
Indeed.
I don't know if this will help, but when we've got some time to rest, perhaps I can teach you how to journal. Write things down.
Journal?
It's a way to get a different perspective on things.
How does one journal?
Just let the thoughts out. You put it on paper. Time
Your
and-
mind. When you are thinking, there is what is called a stream of consciousness, is there not? There is you thinking through your problems. Have you ever muttered things out loud while you were thinking them? I've seen you do that before.
But does that require, how do you put it on paper?
It's the same way as if you spew it out of your mouth, right, Arcelia?
You speak
teach
your
you.
words onto paper?
Indeed.
In the form of letters.
How?
I'll teach you.
I never knew how to. Oh, I don't know how to write.
That's all right. We all start somewhere.
It's embarrassing.
No, it
No,
is
it's
not.
not.
You're a powerful warrior, Malavik. We all have strengths, and we all have skills that we have not acquired yet. The keyword is yet, is it not?
It's the same way that I can't do magic like Yara and Arashtak can. Perhaps
I
with
can't swim.
practice, perhaps with training. One day I might.
The same as your drawings.
Yes?
Oh. Maybe I can learn then.
We'll start tonight.
Oh. All right. If you have the patience to.
I just might.
Right then. Let's get going. We have a river to cross. How are you feeling, Yara? Sorry.
Like crap, but I'm here.
Well, we have a Karun who's incredibly useful at making concoctions.
Hello.
What about demon blood?
Do you have some?
They always called it a curse. I don't think it is, but a curse to counter. Maybe something in my blood can up her immune system. If I'm willing to give it away, I'm not. I just don't want you to prod and poke me when I'm not knowing anything going on.
I would never.
I saw you hovering the other night, breathing heavily. It woke
Because
me
I
up.
am hovering does not mean I will do it. Just means I am prepared to do it.
You had a syringe of some sort in your hand.
Preparedness, you know, goes a long way. Like, what if you had said yes? Then I would have been prepared. Right. So,
Right.
I have, you know, I have a demon tongue. A greater one, even.
No, I believe we should just use my blood, something that's trusted versus, well.
Well, I actually
Oh,
have. I actually have some refined demon blood. I have 5 tiny vials of it.
Let us see how I feel in the morning.
You don't want to drink my blood?
Do you want me to pump you full of demon blood? Because I'll do it.
Karun, I am willing to give my blood, and you want to pump it with foreign demon blood.
No, I'm just saying I have a ton of demon blood now.
If any demon blood's being
I
pumped
would
in my
like to
veins, it's mine.
rest.
I even have a demon tongue, a pickled one.
I have a demon tongue.
Right.
I have a. No, you can pump my blood.
I begin ushering them out of the area where Yara is.
Well, why couldn't I have your blood? Why couldn't I have your blood before when I needed demon blood?
No, you take my.
I'm re-rolling.
To have more than the demon blood than what I had.
That also does not have the item bonuses there, Yara.
Oh, does it not? Oh, it's a plus. No. Yes, alright, so it should have a plus 2, so it would be a 21. It's still a failure.
It is. Unfortunately, the disease is going to move to stage 2. Which sucks. Let's see here.
And I used 2.
You are now drained 2 as well. I will add that for you. Oof.
Can you imagine if
Couldn't you have given me a disease that doesn't suck?
I don't think they exist.
Can you imagine if you have to retire your character because they drank some poop water?
While I was unconscious?
Damn. That sucks.
Horrific. Yeah, that was not a good room. So yeah, you are stage 2 of sewer haze right now. Not so great. Pretty shit. It's pretty nasty. You can all like hear Yara kind of like suffering throughout her rest. Just you know when you have like a family member or a friend or something that's just sick and you hear them just like hacking up a lung or whatever like during the night or getting up to go to the bathroom 800 times. It's one of those kinds of experiences.
I try to help Yara as much as I can.
She mostly just needs rest.
I will come in the tent with a dagger in my arm. Are we ready?
No, Manovic. The intent is appreciated.
She's not. She won't know. It may work.
What the fuck are you? What?
I have great resistances to lots of things.
Yes, but that is a different physiology.
You're up. I was just going to
not do anything.
Check and make sure that you weren't having a fever of sorts.
I'm going to lie back down.
Please go rest.
Let me know when her mouth is open.
No, Malefic. If it is needed, we will determine it and we will ask you.
Be sure that you do.
I will.
And I'll walk out the tent with my head locked onto Rashtak, and every time I turn, my head will turn to him. Let me know, and then I will go.
Otherwise, is everybody resting for the night?
Almost. I'm actually going to seek out Karoon. If I can find them somewhere.
Hello, lizard.
You are not shuddering in the corner yet.
No. What can I do for you?
I have a few things for you.
Really?
I have been holding on to them too long, but we have not had a moment to pass them off. It was a bit ago. I have potions. I do not know what they do, but I thought you might or be willing to look into them.
Yes, of course.
I pull out 8 bottles.
What have we here?
Are a vigorous green, and 4 of them are a gray steel. These are the ones we got from the well in the stash down there. This would have been, in the woods where we found the dead retainer and the horse. We went down into that well where there was that
Yes,
cage.
yes, I remember.
Yes. These were in some of their stashes. I don't know what they are. I could not determine them, but
I will identify them.
You can, and I hand.
Can I do that? Can I do that
total.
now?
You sure can. I think
I have a skill for it, right? Identify alchemy.
You do. So I believe, Arachtalk, these are the. I think you already figured out what these were.
I had not. They were just listed as vigorous green and gray steel. I had not actually done anything with these.
But I think we paraphrased and we had Karun look at these before.
We've had Karun look at other ones. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure we did. Fairly certain that we did.
The only reason I think not is because my old sheet still had them unlisted as anything.
Right.
And they were never put in inventory from there.
So, Karun, these are, you have 3 anti-plague potions and 4 elixir of life lesser.
That's what you were at. Okay, that is what these are. I don't remember that happening, but you did add those to my inventory.
Yeah.
Okay. Whether or not, thank you. All right.
I think it was just like a 1 or 2 sentence thing that happened.
That I might have missed because I know I didn't identify them, but if Karun did, awesome. All right. So I hand them over and then kind of pause for a second, go. You know, you've looked at these before, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
Do you want one of each to learn? I believe you can do that, yes?
I would love to.
This green one is the anti-plague I gave Yara earlier, and these are elixirs of life. Yes, okay.
Wonderful. Yes, I will attempt to learn them. I have an alchemical disassembly kit and a centrifuge, which is just a little string. I string things around and whip them around with.
Well, this will take you some time to do, but you can absolutely do this.
And then the elixir of life lesser. If you do not know how to make those, I will hand that as well to you. One of those.
Actually, I only have lesser elixir of life. Do you have a larger, heftier one than this?
I do not believe so, no.
Then you keep this one, for I have an elixir of life that is lesser.
Very good. All right. Thank you. There's one other thing.
Mm-hmm.
This one, I do not wash. If you are able to identify it with very, very little, I would appreciate it, as I do not know if I'll ever receive it again. And
I don't think that I destroy it in the process, do I?
You do, yeah.
To identify it or to learn it?
To learn it. I don't think to identify, though.
To learn it, you need to destroy it. To identify it, you don't.
Yeah, I will just identify it then.
Yeah. I pull out what looks like a vial of blood. This was gifted to me by the Mosquito Witch.
Ah.
It is sacred to me, at least.
Yes, of course, of course.
It tastes of blood, but I do not know what effects it has.
I will fish around in my little packs and I will retrieve a little strip of paper and I will gently uncork it. Does anything happen when I uncork it?
Yeah, there's a, I think like a, it has a pretty strong blood smell.
Alright. Like mammalian blood?
Yeah.
Alright. Copper-based blood? Or iron-based blood? Is it red?
It's red, yeah.
Iron. Alright. I gently put a little piece of paper inside. I dunk it in and take it back out and examine it.
I mean, give me a crafting check.
I will give you a crafting check. The likes of which you have never seen before. 26.
Ooh, this is gonna be close. Let me see. list of level difficulties, and I cannot find it. I don't remember how I got it. There's a macro for it, and I'm just gonna push a button and see what happens. Ah, there we go. That is a fail. You're not sure what this is.
It's definitely blood, and it's definitely iron-based. But aside from this, it is none like any other blood I had ever seen in my life.
It is blessed then. Very well. I will
Must be.
save it for an emergency. And we will find out what it does then.
Very good.
Thank you for your attempt and help.
Anytime. And I slink back into the shadows, for I am one with the shadows.
Not anymore. Corinne just awkwardly backs up from the conversation. Pretending she's got a cape.
I am the night.
Okay. I put everything away and tend to what little rituals I have before I go to bed myself.
Very well. Everyone is going to sleep. We shall continue the journey.
I spent some time with Malavik teaching him letters.
Fair enough.
I start writing my will.
All right. Otherwise, camp is packed up and you continue your journey.
I would like to make an effort as we're traveling to try to speak to Snowy Owl. It isn't a pointed conversation, but there is intention behind my questions.
Okay.
I essentially want to, over the course of our travels, not all at once, try to determine if there are remnants of Sakawachi in Snowy Owl. I have some reservations and I am seeking confidence to see if Rune is, in fact, sharing.
Okay. Yeah, I think this is going to fall under an exploration activity, where you make an impression, maybe.
All right. Change that. Make an impression.
Or gather information. Gather information. Sorry.
All right. Do that.
Otherwise, are you all comfortable with your exploration activities? Anybody doing anything else?
I am actually on the lookout for any herbs and things that might assist me with what I'm dealing with at the moment.
Well, if you'd prefer, I could do that myself. If I see you looking around for herbs, I might sidle up and... Do you want me to do that, Yara? It is my specialty.
Yes, yes.
You should sit and rest.
You're right. You're right. And I'll be in the wagon, probably just defending then, or sleeping, depending on how much sleep I got.
Imagine you're holding the shield up,
Just
on
like covering my face with from the light.
What? Would that just be search then, you think? No, that's hazards concealed.
No, there's actually an activity to use there if you browse. Identify alchemy, no. Where the hell was it?
I couldn't find it, that's why I said search for them.
Investigate, maybe? But that's the various things you can see and engage with. You can use any skill that has a recall knowledge when investigating. maybe.
I think the closest it'll be is probably a search.
All right. I'll have that as my active then.
Okay. Go ahead and make a survival check.
Or nature? Or would it just be survival in this case?
It's survival because you have to harvest them.
Only reason I ask is my background is a herbalist, but...
Right. Do you have some special bullshit that allows you to do nature for your herbalism check?
Let me double check, because normally, yes. If it has anything to do with medicine, I can do a nature instead, but that might be just applying it.
I know you've been able to use your nature before during these rolls.
Yeah. Double checking really quickly on the background just to make sure. You adapt, let's see, trained in nature and herbalism. Natural medicine is the skill. So that is, if you're in the wilderness, easier access to fresh ingredients, +2 circumstance bonus to check to treat wounds using nature. But
yeah, I think that'll apply.
Okay, all right.
Thank you, Wack.
Sure. This is not easy to get rid of, so I
No.
totally get it.
Oh, you need 2 successes to get rid of 1 stage. It's rough.
I might reroll that. Also, it's interesting in the chat, it does say missile toe, but in my equipment it's mistletoe and spelled correctly, so I have no idea where the disconnect is.
I don't know, but it makes me laugh every time.
Oh, I love it. Oh, yes.
It's such a dumb little thing that just I have like a little giggle every time I see it.
Yes. Actually, I think I can reroll that without a hero point because of my Guided by the Stars. Once per day.
You can.
There we are. All right, so I'll roll a second time.
Does it actually say that when you right click in the chat? I'm just curious.
It says reroll and keep the newest result, reroll and keep the lower result, reroll and keep the highest, which I can do the highest, so 27.
Okay. Yeah, you find some herbs that you think will help. I will say they will give you a plus. I say they give you a +1 circumstance bonus.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
I find a few things and handed it to you, and if you chew these, it may help a little.
Perfect, yes. Thank you.
Otherwise, if we're going to be doing disease check rolls along the way, you have been given directions to this place. This is essentially a safe journey. So if you're not doing anything on the trip aside from trying to treat the disease, we can just make a few rolls and speed time up a little bit.
Yeah. I will be applying a tattoo to myself in the downtime, but not the exploration time.
Okay.
Okay.
If I share body heat and massage Yara, does that give a circumstance bonus?
Everybody else gets a circumstance bonus for projects.
Okay.
Yeah, Yara already has a circumstance, so it wouldn't stack anyway.
I love that, though. I love it.
My projects are easier.
All right, so this is to see how the first, how if I'm getting a +2 tonight. 23 is is that a crit for the treat wounds or not treat disease?
It is, yes.
Okay, so I have a +5 then tonight.
Good. Plus the 1 from the circumstance bonus. Okay. So We'll get a check here. Okay. So let's see.
So it doesn't move on for tonight.
Does not. It stays where it is, which is just a wad of phlegm and a horrible fever.
Still at stage 2?
I have to make 2 successes to go down 1 stage. Yeah.
It's brutal, dude. This is a bad
I'm
one.
convening to Pharasma to put me out of my misery and begging for some sort of magical assistance to swap out my spell. Like, I'm fucking trying at this point.
Yep.
Yara's written her will.
I'll lean over and nudge Arcia. It's Pharasma now.
Not here trying to keep her fever down.
It's a shame.
Well, just to speed things up a little bit, we're gonna accelerate some rolls here. Okay, so we're gonna have 5 nights pass. So you can make your treat diseases. You can do those rolls in quick succession.
Okay.
Crossing
Like,
my
hold on.
fingers.
Let me advance the world clock because I think that will actually affect things. Okay.
All right, and I'll add guidance to myself for the treat disease as well, just so we have that. All right, this is roll number 1. So that's success for the first night. Let's do the second night.
Just have to roll
That's a failure for the second night.
2
For
successes.
treat disease.
or-
So these, okay, so here's the thing.
These are your bonuses.
The treat disease is a bonus. So I have the first night is a bonus, the second night is no bonus. Then, let's see here.
You gotta do a
Jesus.
fortitude save. Do you want me to give you... Hold on, I can do this.
Yeah, because I have to add it manually every time.
Yeah, I can do this. Hold on. 800 windows.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. You can just click on that.
Great. Okay, thank you. It's saying no, I can't. Missing statistic fortitude on selected actor. I think I have to select my token and make it. That's okay though. I can just make them. So for the first night, I get a +2. I'll just add it. How many nights do we have the herbs for?
Well, you can do a bunch of herb rolls if you'd like, Arashtak, because we're going to be 5 days. You
Yes, I can do
make
that.
5 rolls if you like. We can see how many.
Yes,
you get.
I'll make. Yeah.
I'll tell you
yeah,
what, just make
absolutely.
one roll, and we'll do a modifier roll to see how many. Yeah.
Very good.
Wow. Okay. Roll a d10.
Five.
All right, you're gonna
Nice,
get
okay.
7 total.
Awesome. Okay, so the herbs, it's gonna be. Oh, there's a circumstance bonus that you put on. That's for the.
I haven't added anything, but I'm telling you, you have an additional
Okay.
circumstance bonus.
Oh,
It's a
I
+1.
opened a window to roll. It was weird. But that's fine.
I haven't added
Okay,
anything.
so yeah, so I have a +2 from the treatment. That's gonna be. Okay. That is a failure for the first night. It goes to stage 3.
Wait, do you have hero point?
No, I have none. I've used them all already.
Can we give hero points?
No.
Sorry.
So the second night, I didn't get a bonus, but we have the herbs, so I'll just add the +1. So it's gonna be +11. That's also a failure, so it stays at stage. It stays at stage 3. So
She dies. What the fuck? Okay.
it doesn't kill you.
It's just
Diseases just stay on you.
it's
Yeah.
just really,
Yeah, until
really awful.
until its duration is over, which sometimes they don't have a duration.
Okay, so night 3, I'll make my medicine check. It's guidance.
So
I'll
this
add the
one,
+1.
does not have a. Hold on, let me see. I really wish they would describe this stuff a little bit better, because it has in parentheses next to each stage 1 day.
Those, I believe, what it does is it's saying if it's untreated, untouched, the next day it increases to the stage. Yeah. Correct.
Yeah. So stage 3, stupefied 3, drain 3.
Oh.
It's
during this week, am I able to retrain by all this communing and stuff? Because Cleanse Affliction is not is not a spell that I have.
So this
but
is
we have a full week of downtime.
Yeah, this is downtime. So this is a downtime activity. You can absolutely do this.
Okay, so I will be swapping out I'll swap out Dancing Shield for Cleanse Affliction. And I'll be trying this every night that I can.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Okay, so Cleanse Affliction, it will move it down by 1, so I'm gonna have to be doing this for a long time. I don't think I can add guidance to it because it's attack rolls, right? And skill checks. This isn't a skill check. This is a spell.
This reduction can be applied only once to a given case of an affliction, with the case ending when it's completely cured. Although the reduction can occur again, heightened versions of the spell attempt to counteract with each casting.
So I can only do it once to reduce a stage.
Until if you heighten it each time, you could do it 3 times total.
This is the worst.
Yep,
I'm gonna swap out. Actually, I'm gonna swap out Fear. Then I guess is my signature spell, and have that be a signature spell, so I have it heightened automatically. This sucks, dude.
It sucks. Okay. It's brutal. I read this and I was like, oh no, please don't let anybody drink the fetid water. Yeah. And I was like, oh shit, you fell on the ground. And
I have the title for you.
It specifically says when anybody falls into the fetid water, like if they fall prone, they have to roll for that disease. That was when you failed. Remember when we did that fortitude save? Yeah.
So that was a 30 for the first one.
Okay.
So that lowers it by 1?
Yeah.
Okay. That's good. And
Drain
then
2, stupefied 2. These are important. You have to make sure you're changing them because they do affect your rolls.
Yeah. Okay. And
Yara, you should remember that every day I do indeed give you root magic, which I believe... What is that specifically? Saving throw... Oh, spell or haunt. Never mind.
Yeah.
This is not a spell.
I'll do the 3rd level one now.
Okay.
33! That's a crit!
That is a crit.
So what's that do on a crit, though? Counteract as the target is rank 6 or less.
It just makes it so you can counteract a higher level one.
Yeah. But that would bring it down probably 1 stage then, too.
That is correct. 1 more stage. We're at stage 1 now. So no drained. Stupefied 2, though.
Okay. Alright. Well, I will make one of the nights then for the roll I have to do for the treat disease. This is the 4th night or something like that. 3rd? Okay,
yeah, I
4th.
think this is the 4th, yes.
Okay. Let me do guidance. I am gonna use my once a day thing to re-roll that. Let's try that again since it's a skill check.
Okay. Oh, that's a natural 1.
Yeah, that's cool. So I take a penalty to the save.
Rolled a 3 and then a 1.
Okay, so that's gonna be fortitude save for tonight, +1 from the herb. -2 from
critical fail.
Disease. Yeah. Natural 20! Let's fucking go!
So, what do you think? What do you think this looks like, Yara? Like,
god,
Is this like you have one final bout of like both ends? You know, like you just she's making horrible noises like in the bushes someplace, and you are all like, is she getting mauled by some kind of creature or something?
I would be like seeming like I'm on death's door for days, and then over the course of days 3 and 4, you would notice that I'm slowly starting to get better. And finally I just puke up all of this disgusting, moldy, putrid water that's been stuck in the bottom of my stomach this entire time. I feel better.
Good.
Everyone's like, you know, there's just a row of the entire squad is just like, ooh, like hearing the noises in the distance.
It was the guidance of Pharasma that assisted me. Her magics helped greatly, otherwise I would have probably died.
I'm glad you did not.
Yes. Reminder never to swallow water in the sewer. Yes?
You don't, I wouldn't have recommended that in the first place.
Yes, that
Water
was quite.
continues to be your enemy, doesn't it?
You know, now that you point it out, you're not wrong.
Why did you swallow the water?
I was knocked out!
Why were you knocked out?
Yes,
Because of the giant demon?
Yes.
Oh,
You were raging. It may have been.
Yes, I was healing
I
people.
just saw it. I am sorry.
Yes.
But why would you drink it if you fell in the water?
Because I was trying to breathe and it went down my throat, Malavik, because I was underneath the water.
Why didn't you hold your breath?
Because I was dying. Malavik.
And
If you
not
were
a
dying,
lucid
wouldn't
full.
your last breath be very important to hold?
Yes, tell that to my unconscious body that can't control itself.
Next time I will make sure that you are not breathing in.
I'm glad that you're all right.
Thank you.
What?
Hey, Karoon,
Yes?
do you want a sample of that? And I point to just all this disgusting bile and sewer stuff and just like the most disgusting pile of anything you've ever seen in your life.
Looks like someone sprayed silly string on a series of bushes.
I already have my sample. I have it already. I took it from the first day you were infected.
Oh, so you don't need that. It looks like a scene from The Exorcist with it just spewed all over the place.
Yara, while I am very pleased that at least someone around here has come forth to offer me a sample, I'm afraid I already have yours. So...
Wonderful. All right. Well,
I set
Very
the
good.
bushes on fire.
What did she say? She said the
Set the bushes on fire.
Oh man, the smell.
Probably wise, though.
God, why
I
did it get
regret
worse?
Everything.
Why? Why would you do this to me? I was trying to decipher your writing and you... I just run off crying.
Concentrate, Malavik.
Again. Why would you
Otherwise-
drink the water?
Otherwise, you all head to bed knowing that probably you will arrive in Liepestad by noon or so the following day.
I do need to make a crafting check from days ago for the tattoo.
Yes, please.
Yeah, that would. I mean, it's a low level one, so it may succeed. But I wouldn't save any time. You'll know the DC regardless, though. Or decided it would be for. Can I
Which
post that in
tattoo?
chat? Ancestral geometry. It is a 2nd level.
Oh, 22 should be fine. For the
Yeah,
second
that's what I
level.
was. That's what I was thinking. It only has that level of it.
Yep.
Which would be 4 days to do it. For just the standard.
Okay. Very well. Otherwise,
If it's all right, I'm so sorry to interrupt.
No
I'd like to see if my conversations with Snowy Owl and the others of their crew, that amounted to anything.
Yes. Did we have you make a diplomacy check yet?
Oh, here it is. Oops. That's not how you do it.
You should be able to just click on the thing that you spammed in chat.
Clicky click. Nope, that's not.
Wow. Just do it from your proficiencies page.
Here we go. 34.
Yeah. So I think the consensus that you get from Ulukuk, Enuma, and Denigi, as well as Snowy Owl, is that this is a component of what was Sakawachi's personality. When she was very focused and calm and just kind of like in the zone. It's one of those kinds of feelings. It's definitely different. It's definitely different than what you have seen Sakawachi present to you so far. You know, Sakawachi was very emotional and very boisterous and very much one of those people that wears their feelings on their sleeve, right? This person is very calm and very aware of what's going on.
I would put great faith in the people that knew her best. If they don't seem concerned or scared, then I would let my feelings of that aside.
Yeah, I think they don't really know what to make of it yet. It's more along the lines of they're probably worried, I imagine, like that they've lost their friend. But I think the conversations that you get, especially from Denigi, is like that Sakawachi always had some kind of a feeling that something like this might happen, that she might have to sacrifice who she was to accomplish this task that was given to her.
That I would have specifically asked Denigi, is that something that she would want?
She would want to help her people. And if this is the way that she believes that she can do it, then yes.
That's good enough for me then. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I would share all of these sentiments with our party as well when we have a moment of privacy. So they seem to trust Snowy Owl. It's different, but it is as they remember Sakawachi.
They don't have much of a choice, unfortunately. I've seen the look in Denigi's eyes. She misses. Yeah, you know.
I think that perhaps my greatest concern with it all is the fact that this entity decided that Sakawachi would be their vessel, and has not been forthcoming with what its desires actually are.
You're concerned that it's out of pure suspicion?
Well, it is... We go into this place, right? And it fuses with a young girl who is very intelligent, but very... She has a lot of hope in her heart, and she wishes to do good and to gain strength in order to alter the course of events, right?
Well,
So why does this god want her, and why does it want to help in the first place?
Arashtak, you're keen with rituals and all these cultist type things. We were entering a trial, which means the trial has been attempted before, maybe many a times. This is not the first time this thing has inhabited a human body or a body at all. I wonder what happened to the others.
That I'm not sure of. I was able to determine that the god callers were not the first to interact with the gods of that area. To what extent, I do not know. But my assumption and guess, at least in this, is a deal was struck. A body to live in exchange for the power to aid against the whale. Sakawachi said as much, that the god had to sacrifice its body, so it may have left something behind in order to join her in spirit.
Well, I mean, I suppose the question is the same for all of these entities that are inhabiting this space, so to speak, that we exist in terms of wanting to intervene or assist in this whole endeavor with the whale. Obviously, I have my questions about my interactions with Pharasma and whatnot. I do not know what her goal is. All I know is they want the whale to disappear.
From the conversations I had with Dinigi and the others, Sakawachi suspected this might be the course, and it is what she would have wanted.
Who?
Snowy Owl.
Oh.
I'm actually very surprised, Karoom. You seem to have lived a very long time, yes?
Yes.
What do you know of this whale?
Which
It is
whale?
The one that was thrown here by your people, I assume, yes?
What do I know of the whale? Let me see. Do I know anything of the whale?
You can make a history check. Do you have any sort of lore related to
Have a
this?
society?
Okay.
Would that work?
You can make a roll.
30?
You don't really know anything beyond what you've learned on this journey about Osoya.
No. I am from the woods, not from the ocean.
Alright.
Perhaps the doctor will have more information. It has been some time since we have talked with him.
Doctor. I do not know if I'm ready to see him.
That is the journey we are making, Malavik. I would suggest stealing your heart.
I am ready to see him. I have a violin to show him.
Yes, and we have many questions to ask as well.
We should be on our guard.
Yes. We will see how forthcoming he is with his information. He did state in the note we received he was willing to answer a bunch of questions when we saw him next, and that he did not want to do it over messages. So,
Yes.
we can hold him to that.
I will let you all do the talking first.
I will let them also do the talking first.
Yes. We'll figure it out. But if you have any questions that you'd like to ask personally, and you'd like us to convey them, I suggest you inform Arcelia or myself, both of us.
I would like to know how the hell did everyone expect us to be able to take on something as powerful as whatever's holding the gods to their chairs. It doesn't make any sense.
May not be the right time.
So,
More than that, I do not know.
with that, I think some more questions and whatnot are thrown around. The night passes, and the group returns to Liepidstadt. You arrive there by about noon the next day. And I have to throw your group token in here, so that works. There you go. As you return to Liepidstadt, are you heading directly for the Riddleson Manor?
I personally do not see no reason not to, but...
Yeah, I do not want to. I'll get off the cart. So I'll catch up with you all in a bit.
What time is it? Is it
About
early
noon.
in the day?
About noon.
I wanted to go get my thoughts in order, but I also want to go to the Iron Hands Forge.
Yeah, I am also gonna go check out some elixirs and things, I think.
Yeah. I mean, you've been traveling for a week, so I didn't know if it was like, let's go drop all our shit off at the manor and then
Let's go have a bath.
Yes, before we go to a meeting, a bath would be lovely.
Would there not be a bath at the manor where we would then likely stay?
There is definitely a bath in the manor.
I am fine going there right now while Malavik heads out, as well as Karun.
I'll wave at the party and make my way, walking slowly, bags in hand.
I don't want to leave him alone.
You may go. Yara and I could start with Professor.
Deals? Do you have deals?
All right.
Perhaps
I don't
go
want-
with him, yes.
Yes, I don't want him to get into trouble.
I've already
want
put
him
on the
to
human
remove-
disguise.
And there goes Janet.
How did it end up just us two going to see the doctor? Where is the camaraderie?
Well, Snowy Owl, Danigi, Ulukuk, and Enuma are also there.
What you know what I mean?
They all hang their heads.
Voice in my head.
They are the ones who likely wish to interact with the doctor the least. I just want knowledge.
All right.
This is fine. They know where we are.
Let us go then, I suppose.
And you may get your bath.
Ah, thank the gods.
And I may go to the library.
You can drag your tokens onto the map if you are going into different places. It sounded like Karun was going to go to Alara's elixirs. Malavik and Arcelia were going to the Iron Hands Forge. All right.
Yes.
Am I?
Yes, of
must
course.
be.
Yeah, I can't
I'm
drag mine.
forgetting. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Interesting. All right.
Yes.
We're going to do this then. Where is the token for bubonic plague?
That is me.
Very well. Yeah, and I want to shrink these down.
Ah, yes.
Yes. So, you head to Riddleson Manor. Shall we go to Riddleson Manor? Let's go there.
And we'll need tokens again.
And I need to... No, I need to change this. There you go. So, the wagon approaches. It's been months now since you have journeyed back to Riddleson Manor.
How many? Like half a year at this point or more?
No, it's been about 3 months.
Oh.
3 months total. It probably feels like longer than that.
Yet we've aged 9 million years.
Traveling to another planet, quite literally, you know.
This is a hell of a
Did time
journey.
dilate from that, or were they the same exact time cycle? I know I'm getting a little extra there, but...
I've accounted for such things.
Ah! Wonderful!
So, you approach Riddleson Manor, making your way along the gravel path. And let's see here. Where did my book go? The Doctor's Manor sits a few blocks north of Liepestad University. Grounds are enclosed in a Gothic wrought iron fence through which access is possible by a single large gate. This gate remains open during the day and is closed and locked with a good lock at night. A gravel path leads up to the manor's courtyard, which is decorated with a mossy fountain featuring several water-spitting ibises carved from stone. As the group approaches the manor's front door, you can see a tall man in a threadbare suit that you will recognize. This is not Dr. Riddleson. This is Olwyn Kiverak, major domo of the manor, a towering elderly human who moves deliberately yet gracefully. He served as the manor's major domo for decades. You've all met this person before. And he is apparently tending to some things outside as you approach the manor. You can see him look up to greet you as you arrive.
I will wave a hand.
Ulukuk pulls the wagon to a halt. He bows at your presence. He begins to make his way over to the wagon.
Dr. Riddleson sends his regrets that he cannot personally greet you at this time. He is currently engaged in an important matter off-site, but plans to return a few days hence. In the interim, he's asked me to inform you that Riddleson Manor is yours to treat as home. You are not alone in waiting for the Doctor's return. You'll find several of your fellows within these walls as well. Until he returns, the Doctor encourages you all to rest, relax, and converse with your fellows. Where are the rest?
They have gone about town to resupply and get some food and things like that. They needed to stretch their legs after such a long journey.
Very well. If you will accompany me, I shall show you to your rooms.